going on from there, as we do now on the NFL side, we have our him zone, we have our not him zone, all the kind of fun stuff. For the NBA, we started something where we say, oh, okay, we see you, the players that caught our attention in this last week. Alec, I'll go ahead and pass to you as we get going this week 2 of the NBA season. Guys are really starting to get rolling now. Who caught your attention this last week as someone to mention in this segment?
Yeah, a new challenger to the Most Improved Player award has arrived, and that's Cam Thomas for me. I think he was always like recognized as a bucket getter.
Right.
But
Literally, pure buckets is all he is. Like, he's coming
exactly,
in, he's dropping 30. He might get 30 dropped on him too, but he's gonna put the ball in the basket.
And he's been coming off the bench for a large portion of this early portion of the season, but he's been playing so well that like they've had to start him. And yeah, I mean, he's been sensational. He's 11th in the league overall in scoring at 27 a game. Going into the season, we probably thought Mikal Bridges would be like the guy for them as far as leading scorer, but Cam has taken over those reins from the bench and now become a starter. And it probably would have been a higher average had he not sprained his ankle against the Clippers in that last game. So unfortunately, with that sprain, he's going to be out a couple weeks. But just being damn near top 10 in scoring in the league, he had a 45 ball against the Bucks as well. And so he's got those explosive offensive explosion games in there. But yeah, I think he's definitely someone that is taking the league by storm in a sense, and had to recognize because he's scoring up there with the all-star and superstar level guys right now. So
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely balling. Love what he's doing. Hope he gets back soon. Continue to provide like that. They definitely, that team in general, even without Cam, these next couple of weeks will be a team to watch. They are my official pick for our team of the week, but we can throw in multiple just names that are worthy of watching. The Nets, surely with Cam or without, should deserve a little bit of your attention as they have a few guys that are kind of on that level. Not necessarily most improved player, but just quiet guys that are putting together good stat lines and things and are an entertaining watch. Watching the Nets last night, I believe it was. They had a fun game that I was tuned into for the most part. And yeah, love all they were doing. Ben Simmons just turned things around for himself. Lonnie Walker used to be here, now is over there as well. And a few other, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson. There's a few pieces there that are worthy of watching there. And then adding Cam Thomas is the mix when he gets back. Definitely going to be entertaining. So yeah, salute to Cam for what he's doing. And hope he gets back soon. So yeah, on your side, definitely good stuff there. Salute to him for how he's turning things around. On my side, a rookie that's taking the league by storm. He's taking some time to get the things figured out on the offensive side, but defensively, he's been locked down already and has taken the league, put the league on notice for sure. Thompson over in Detroit right now. I was going to mention him last week. He already was balling, but folks had, but I believe I mentioned, who was that? Derek Lively, I think that was, who deserved attention and wanted to mention him. And Jalen Johnson, who are on the rise too. So I wanted to highlight them as well. But Service has been on the radar from the jump. He's been balling over in Detroit, while Detroit's still in the midst of the rebuilding thing, which is fine. He himself clearly shows that he could be a core piece of that turnaround. Currently averaging 11 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal. Playing both of the sides of the ball real well. His shot ain't the best. Folks joke about his jump shot. Sort of stop shooting the ball, but he's willing to put the effort into work it out. In recent games, he's been hitting a couple threes a night, I believe it is. After a shaky start, rookie guys, only 6-7 games in. You guys got to give time for these guys to grow, and he definitely is proof of that. And love what he's doing in Detroit. That team, as a team, like I said, is still on the rebuild, but they've had my attention from the jump. I like what Kate Cunningham is doing over there. Appreciate what Jalen Duran is doing there, and him there as well. Make them a fun watch, regardless of what the result is at the end of the game. So yeah, salute to him for what he's doing, and hope he continues to build upon this as the season goes along. So, salute to the sword. Has he caught your attention all this year so far?
Yeah. I've heard both, like the positive and the negative. Of course, the shooting woes, but like you said, he's still a raw talent too. They were both in the G League, correct? The top.
Yeah, they're on that Ignite squad.
Yeah, so those guys have seemed to be like a little bit more raw in terms of the NBA skills, but definitely have athleticism, talent, and can play for sure, and can grow. And I think he is a player that, while the shot may not be falling, he's doing everything else, as you mentioned, on the defensive side or cleaning the glass. So, I think he's got a bright future. He's got a good coach in Monty Williams for that, too. We saw what Monty did with the Suns and turning them into a franchise that was respected. So I think in that system in Detroit with Monty there, I think he can grow into a great player for sure.
Yeah, definitely to them, and yeah, I would tune into Detroit all year long, regardless of how things are going there. So salute to him what he's doing. Now I'm kind of on the bigger name side. You have any big name guys you wanted to point out that caught your attention again this year so far?
Oh yeah, the Canadian man. He was first team All NBA player last year, Shea. And I think he's stamping himself as perennial all-star, borderline superstar. Like we superstar sometimes I feel like gets thrown around a little bit too loosely. There's probably maybe like 10 or so guys that are truly like superstars, I would say. And that might be generous. It might be a little bit less, but he's borderline there, man. This past week, in those last 3 games, he averaged 35, 6 assists, 7 rebounds, 60% from the field, 44% from three. He's been insane, man. This is a really fun Thunder team. I believe they're about the 5 or 6 seed right now, but they're going to be in the mix for the playoffs, and he's a large reason for it. The Clippers, I know the Clippers never wanted to give him up in that trade when they got Paul George. That was the piece they were trying to hold on to the most.
I remember that.
But he has blossomed into that player that they believed he could be, and maybe even better than we thought he could be. It's not necessarily that he's peaked. Like he's still young, so he could probably get to higher heights. But he's insanely efficient player. Fun to watch too. Like he plays a fun like style of basketball too. He's very shifty and just aesthetically pleasing to watch. But yeah, he definitely caught my eye this past week.
Yeah, definitely so. Salute to him for what he's doing over there in OKC. That squad definitely is a fun watch with them in chat, and that whole just group they put together. OKC continues to be the best team at rebuilding in the league, and show you yet again what they got going there. So salute to him, and hope he continues to build upon what he started so far. So good stuff there. On my side, someone who caught my attention, the former king. Tyrese Halliburton over Indiana is now doing this thing over there. Salute to him for what he's producing, leading the way for Indiana. They're a top seed right now in the East. Putting together some good wins. Had an impressive win versus the Bucks a couple of days ago with Ben Mathurin, our Arizona guy, having a nice game-winning steal versus Giannis to make sure they get the job done there. But Tyrese himself has shown what we were worried about in Sacramento about trading him away. Like we saw how great he would be, and he is blossoming into that already, turning into an all-star himself. 24 points, 12 assists, 4 rebounds, leading the league in assists with those 12 at that 12 assist average right now. He is showing that he can truly carry an offense, and I love seeing what he's doing over there, and continue to wish him the best. So yeah, just wanted to point it out real quick. Go ahead.
Are both these guys top 5 point guards in the league right now?
Shea and Tyrese?
It might sound a little bit crazy because like we've got guys like Dame, Steph. If you want to call Luka that, I don't know if that's cheating, but Luka's.
They've been calling him that.
Yeah.
So I guess you should go Steph, Luka.
But yeah, Dame hasn't quite been there this year yet, at least. Hallie be leading the league in assists. I don't know if he's leading currently, but
I thought he was. Last time I checked.
He might be, yeah. So
they're playing at that level.
Trae Young.
Trae Young has stepped back up, so maybe he's back in that mix right now. But they're up there.
I think Shea is stamped there, though.
Yeah, if they're not top 5, they're next in line. So yeah, either way, salute to them for what they're doing, and we'll see if it continues on all year long. There, I believe the Pacers are like a 4 seed right now, above the Hawks. Like I said, I think I talked to you before the season. You had your predictions. I said the Pacers and Hawks might swap based on how things are going, and so far they're right next to each other going along. So
the Pacers are 3 right now.
Yeah, so they're up there, and we'll see if they stay that way. And with Tyrese continuing to ball as he has, so yeah, salute to him for what he's got going on there, and excited to see how it all plays out. Definitely an impressive squad who folks may have not saw coming, which is the whole point of this segment. Wanted to highlight guys that blossomed already this year. So yeah, good stuff there to me.
For sure.
Now you can talk about with the standings and teams and all of that. Want to also address taking a step back from individual players and teams in general, looking at who has caught your eye. What team has caught your eye in this last week?
Yeah, I got the Houston Rockets. They're on a 5-game win streak. I think they started off either 0-3 or 0-4.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what are they at? So their
Hey, real
record
quick,
is
while you do
5-3.
that,
Yeah. Huh?
I love that logo they have right there.
Yeah, it was cool.
Astronaut,
I think it was called like Hometown Hero Court or
yeah,
whatever.
whatever it is, they
But
should
yeah,
rock with that for a while.
yeah, it was dope. It was dope. But yeah, I think they started off 0-3 and they've won 5 straight. They've been playing really well. Dylan Brooks, who pictured here, has been playing really well himself.
Yeah,
And is probably happy to see his former Grizzlies struggling there while he's flourishing in
they were
Houston at
so
the
quick to
moment.
say he's done right after the
Right?
game. They're like, yeah, we're not bringing him back. It's like,
Yeah,
all right,
we got no interest in bringing him back. Yeah,
I mean, maybe you should have. Like, clearly,
maybe
the ball.
they could use him right now, honestly.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
yeah, they've been playing pretty well under Ime Udoka. I don't know if this type of trajectory continues because we've said multiple times this episode it's going to be crowded West, but
Right.
have to give them the recognition because 5 straight, that might be the longest streak in the league right now. The Wolves also have 5 straight.
Yep.
Oh, and the Sixers are on 7, so
Yeah.
you'll get to them in a moment. But
Right.
yeah, they had to be acknowledged because they've been cooking for the last week and a half or so.
Yeah, salute to them. Lower their how they turn things around there. People thought it still would be a little bit of a process there because they have some young guys who are still trying to find their way, but absolutely balling so far to start. Dylan Brooks has not let go of his character. He still is being who we saw him to be in the last couple of years. And this Houston squad is embracing it, allowing him to play as need be and working around it with the other guys that are blossoming as well. Jabari Smith is stepping up. Sengun is again solidifying himself as, I don't want to use this, but for now we'll say it. He's the Baby Jokic type player. He's that do it all kind of center right now.
It's a similar style, yeah.
Yeah, one guy to solidify themselves on their own, but people have made that comparison. So from now, we'll use that as it continues to elevate. And then Fred VanVleet and those guys have not been the
I was just about to ask
type pieces that we all thought would create a cluster mess over there that people may have assumed. It's worked out well.
Other than that, like, have you watched much of the Rockets? Because I haven't heard much about VanVleet in Houston, like since he's been there. To be honest, like I don't know like how he's playing, like how the vets have been doing.
It's
like,
kind of been that. It's been that.
Yeah.
Like he's just kind of just playing his role. Like he's not the leader of that squad necessarily. Like he's the point guard, so sure, he has eyes on him, but really it's the Sengun who's stepping up, and Jabari Smith has a lot of attention, and Jalen Green.
Jalen Green had a good game against us.
Is elevating and stuff. So yeah, it's really more so about them, and Fred VanVleet just makes sure everybody fills into their positions as they need to properly. So yeah, people talking about a star, and while you do want your stars to kind of dominate, he's a star that can come in and understand that my presence is more so, and my value comes in bringing the best of everybody else, and he is definitely doing that right now. So salute to him, and we'll see if this continues on all season long. So good stuff.
Jabari Smith been playing well too. Forgot about
Correct.
that. Yeah.
Correct. So yeah, salute to them. I will say I don't want to make it a negative, but just still waiting. I brought up Asor Thompson for Detroit. We're really looking forward to see the blossoming of a Amen Thompson over there for Houston as well. Hasn't fully gone off the ground like his brother has, but the talent surely is there. He went ahead of his brother, one pick ahead for a reason. He definitely is of the same stature, and looking forward to see him take off as well. Hasn't fully got the chance to with playing behind Dylan Brooks, who's playing well. But as his time comes, I believe he will blossom too. I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, salute to everybody over in Houston, turning things around there. So good things on your part. Lastly, as you pointed out, the other squad I wanted to mention, they're the top seed right now, but folks had their doubts with the trades and all this kind of stuff. Tyrese Maxey, Embiid, and these Sixers right now are 7-1, I believe. They lost their first game, I believe it was, and have won 7 straight, absolutely balling. And Tyrese is averaging damn near 30 right now, really doing his thing. And Embiid definitely speeding off of that. And this team definitely has much better, chemistry, and is far more in sync and just happier on the court, it appears, not having Harden in the building there. And they are continuing to blossom. So yeah, salute to them for what they're doing. Folks kind of had temporary expectations with the whole Harden fiasco going on. People had temporary expectations, not knowing if Maxey could elevate, regardless of if Harden was there or not. But Maxey is showing that he can be that guy. Harden out of the building has let these other guys blossom, as I said. And yeah, they are continuing to play great basketball. So dude, what are your thoughts on the Sixers squad right now?
Yeah, they've been playing great. Like I said, I think Maxey is the front runner for MIP, just stepping into that lead guard role for Philly and really stamping himself like as a guy there and being talked about. Philly, Embiid and Maxey being talked about as one of the better duos in the league right now, just the way they're playing.
Correct.
I think Embiid had the quote where he was like, "There's no egos on this team anymore. No egos in the locker room or whatever." So a slight jab at Harden, but he's kind of tried to take like the high road and stuff.
Right.
Like because when Harden's system quote came out, like Embiid kind of like brushed it off in a sense, like he didn't like clap back at it or anything.
Right. Right.
But just a little subtle jab there, no egos, basically saying no divas in the locker room anymore.
All of that.
But yeah, it seems like that has been an addition by subtraction for them a bit, and they were already playing well. Harden wasn't even playing; he was just on the roster still. But even more so, it seemed like the spirits have lifted a bit, and they've got those couple other players in the deal, and in Covington and Batum too, who are solid vets who can play a role for them as well. But yeah, I think Philly have to be acknowledged being that 1 seed. We expect them to be high in the standings, but we didn't necessarily expect them to be number 1. So they got to be acknowledged.
Yeah, salute to them for what they got going on, and excited to see if they continue to build on it as the season goes forward. So great stuff there. We kind of did it last week as well, though we didn't have pictures for it all. Just off the top of the head, anybody else quickly that has your attention right now?
Good question. Off the top, not really that I can think of at the moment.
I will say, as everybody has all eyes on the Spurs and Wemby, what's going on with him right now, definitely appreciate and excited to see how he continues to blossom and continue to put good games together. I also will say, I didn't even realize, and it's funny because in regards to us, we were a fantasy league that we do, and I drafted him. But Devin Vassell, I drafted him. I didn't even realize how good he actually was. Devin Vassell actually
he missed a couple games.
But when he's been in, he's played real well. Cousin Johnson's played real well on those pieces there. They still have some growing pains. There are a few times where they have gotten blown out, just and all of that. But when they're on, you see a little bit of what their potential could be. And just appreciate what's going on there beyond just Wemby. All eyes are on Wemby right now, and definitely is understood, but he's not the only one over there that can ball. So just wanted to point that out real quick. And then that's the main thing that caught my attention right now. If you have anybody else, go ahead.
No, I don't think so. Really, like no one outside of like the stars that are playing like stars. Like there hasn't really been a guy that I can think of that's kind of lower. I mean, maybe on the flip side, a guy that's stood out, not necessarily for positive reasons, but Jordan Poole has been funny to watch this season for the Wizards. His nonchalant, like I'm just having fun stage of his career where he had the quote like I won my ring, like I'm taking care of my family, money-wise.
Like, I'm chilling now, whatever.
Like I'm just having. It's fun to have like my own team here, like. Basically saying the Wizards ain't winning shit this year.
Like, we have good vibes. That's all it is for. Vibe City is pretty what that nickname should be. Vibe City right there.
But he's had some funny clips as far as like, oh, okay, I see you. Like some of his clips have been funny. Like that double spin highlight that was popping yesterday on social. Right. And then the play where he was just like casually bringing it up the court like against the Celtics and did a step back and got blocked by Porzingis.
It's like, bro, what are you doing? Yeah.
So, on the flip side, it's been fun to watch the Jordan Poole Kuzma duo, that experience.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. So funny things there for sure. And looking forward to who continues to rise up this season as things go along. We'll be back again next weekend to talk more about what's going on. We'll have another recap of the Lakers and Clippers and what's going on across the league. Bring you guys more guys that should be on your radar. And excited for what's to come in the NBA. As the week's going on, I'll ask this real quick to end it. Sorry if it's dragging, but just throw it out there. And we're now another weekend to the in-season tournament. You like what's going on with the tournament now? You think it should stick around? Like your reactions with how it's been going so far.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it when we talked to Lakers that a lot of these games have been really close beyond Luka kind of dominating the Clippers last night. A lot of these games have been single-digit games, one-possession games, and it seems like guys have at least cared about the money. Like I've heard prize money mentioned a few times now from different players. Like even by
Ryan
LeBron,
said it. He's like,
yeah,
that
even by
500,000,
LeBron,
you know. I'm
I
like,
think
bro, you got a billion up in your pocket right now. If you
Lisa,
don't shut up,
I think it was Lisa Salters who interviewed him, was like, "You gonna share some of that?" And he was like, "Maybe."
bring it in for Ryan sharing it.
But no, like it seems like teams actually care about it. Some of the floors like have been eyesores. I think some of them look kind of cool, honestly. Like I'm not too mad at it. But I've enjoyed it so far, and I think the players have gotten up for it a little bit. It's not necessarily a playoff atmosphere, but I think
No.
these games have been very competitive for the most part. So I think it's been a cool addition. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess what's actually gonna be interesting now as it goes along is how it's gonna be after the tournament ends. Like though the season's gonna ramp up, it's supposed to be after the fact, not having the courts anymore after we finally get adjusted to them, not having the jerseys, we may not see any more of the jerseys anymore pop up throughout the season. As it gets back just to regular basketball, is it going to actually kind of deter us from watching again? Now it's just regular basketball for let's just like January, February before the playoff push really gets going. Like it's gonna get slow again all of a sudden because there's no tournament game. So we'll see about that. But for now, as you said, I'm starting to appreciate what's going on. Some of the courts, as you said, are eyesores, and like even the one last night, I'm like, man, they got to do something about this. But outside of that, I appreciate what's going on, and I'm looking forward to what's next. And we'll see who wins it.
For sure.
But,
I think it was last night. Like there was a clip of Frank Vogel saying like, "We want to be the team to like the inaugural champions of the in-season tournament or whatever." The Suns, so the Suns staking their claim now, trying to win it all. Okay.
I'm sure. It's nice to see how they all push for it, and I'm looking forward to everything else on the way. Again, as we close out, we'll have plenty more of these conversations on. I lost it. Where'd you go? As things go along, we will have more of these conversations on LA Sports Report. I make sure you guys tuned into all of that. Great things on the way there. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a real fun time. Here, there, everywhere we are, we're going to make sure we can you guys bring fun conversation to you guys. I'm excited for what's on the way. So great stuff there. Great stuff in LA. Great stuff in the NBA. Excited for everything that's on the way here. Appreciate the opportunities you guys do. Like, rate, review, subscribe, comment, share. Follow here. Follow LA Sports Report, as we mentioned, across all platforms. And we'll see you guys again next week, man. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Deuces.